Welcome to this channel where we dey give now ogbonge updates of wetin dey happen for Biafra trade. This one now wetin dey happen as the Biafran Liberation Army make sure say they dismantle those pipelines, because the delegitimization of Nigeria is to starve the economy. While Prime Minister talks breaking, Biafra resistant fighter in equal state of United States of Biafra has journalized some Nigerian Army HQ headquarters Nigerian Army and recover weapons. We thank Chuko Kikabiama for that one. God will continue to protect our men. We do the work. As the men they do the work, now so Prime Minister will be drop another update on the voting. We go start tomorrow morning.
Just 1872, women didn't have the right to vote in America. 1872. This woman took it upon herself, to fight and liberated women from the shackles of the American system that made them lesser human. She became the first American woman to vote in an election, albeit illegally. She was charged in January of 1873 for voting without a lawful right to vote. Though she wasn't allowed to speak, even to defend herself in the court. She made this speech of our women. That's it. In the month running up to her trial. In the speech, she argued that in voting, she was simply exercising her right. Citizens' right. Quoting the U.S. Constitution, she pointed out that it was not the white male citizens that formed the Union of the States of America, but we, the people, and that as a person, she deserved the right to participate in democracy. Are women the same? She famously asked. If so, she then argued, they are citizens of the United States. Why then should they not have the right to vote? I want you to listen to understand the evolution of freedom. Before she did it, nobody ever stood up to fight for women's rights to vote in the United States. She took it upon herself, and today women can vote. But it wasn't only women. It wasn't only women's rights that she campaigned for. She also argued that black people should have right to vote, since they also are persons and choose U.S. citizens. This idea of personhood may seem very simple, but Susan Anthony's argument points out the absurdity of women exclusion from democracy. In this United States, many of you are enjoying today as women and voting and kicking against the freedom of Biafra. Equality before the law was her radical aspiration. Despite her cogent argument, she was found guilty. She was found guilty for rising up against the system that excluded women's right to vote. She was found guilty in the United States Court of Law and was fined $100. To show her commitment to what she believed in, to her cause, she refused to pay that fine of $100. You know what is $100? As far back as 1870 something. $100. That should be millions of dollars today. She refused to pay that fine and continued to campaign ferociously for female suffrage, a battle that was eventually won in 1919. From 1870-something to 1919, she won the battle against the women exclusion in the United States democracy. Today, many Biafrans in the United States, many Biafrans of Nigeria, because the Biafrans in the United States are supporting what we're doing today. Many women from Biafra of Nigeria are enjoying the voting rights in America, but a woman like you fought for it. My respect to those Biafra women who are deeply involved. Suzanne Best quote, I declare to you that women must not depend on the protection of man, but must taught to protect herself. And there I take my stand. This was one of the best quotes of Susan Anthony. Today, this Susan quote has become the policy and the law of Finland. The reason you can't touch me in Finland, Finland understands the evolution of freedom, and it is my right to fight and protect my people, and that I will do until our freedom is achieved. While in Africa today, many countries in Africa are against same-sex marriage. I want you to understand the evolution of freedom because of our culture in Africa. But let me remind you that America was there centuries ago. Where Africa is today, America was there centuries ago. And let me also make it very clear, I am not advocating for same-sex marriage. I am only taking you back to the history and the evolution of freedom. This, what American government, including the President of America, is supporting today. Of course, not Donald Trump. But those, Obama, Biden, and co, supporting today was abomination in America centuries ago. A man called Oscar Wilde in his speech, Love that dare not speak its name. This renewed speech by Oscar Wilde made during his trial for gross indecency with other male persons. This is perhaps one of the most emotional and poignant speech ever made. In it, Wilde Oscar described his love for Lord Alfred Douglas as such a great affection of an elder man for a young man. Truth, the love that dare not speak its name. He described his love as beautiful, fine, and noblest form of affection. But Wilde Oscar explained the word does not understand it. He explained that the world back then does not understand it. Indeed, they mock his love as unnatural and unlawful. But Wilde's speech proved just the opposite. That there is, in fact, nothing like unnatural about it. After the speech, the atheist Max Weber told a friend that Oscar's speech was simply wonderful and carried the whole court right away, quite tremendous burst of applause. But in all the applauses given to Wilde, it was not enough. A second trial, Wilde was sentenced to 2 years in prison with hard labor for nothing other than his attraction to a member of the same sex. It was this time in prison that led to his tragic death. He died in prison a few years later. But today, the present and the past president of the United States of America are in the forefront, championing same-sex marriage, that somebody was sentenced to death and the person 2 years with hard labor and the person died in prison. Obama, Biden, and many of them in the United States today, leaders, are the one championing same-sex marriage. It has become law and legal, but someone in the name of Oscar Wilde died for it. Fellow Biafrans, evolution of freedom. You make history and make history happen. That is what Simon Ekpa, under the Biafra Republic government in exile, is doing. That history is what I and the entire cabinet and the supporters and sponsors are making today. As the fight for equality of women continued as far back as 1900, one of the leading feminist activists called Parkhurst incited a meeting to rebellion. Parkhurst was quoted by Nelson Mandela as supporting their militancy rebellion against apartheid. She said in a meeting, "I incite this meeting to rebellion." This particular stand by Emmeline Parkhurst is similar to a radical feminist message, that of militant protest and action. In her speech, she was made and become the leader of this Women's Social and Political Union. She herself set that particular union up in October 1912.
Yes, now welcome back. All this history we Prime Study talk about now to galvanize us and tell us, say, oh, this thing, people don't do them in the past and it don't be successful. We go do them today and it go be successful. Now waiting in the try talk with that. So I won't make everybody, every one or two Biafra, make it try to enlighten each other about this thing. People don't do this thing in the past and nothing will stop us from getting this our own. Make it successful. Another update now say Tiftumbu as na know say na criminal. He don't run go France since how many days now, and we never hear any better update from him. But another update shows up in the sense that he dey siphon the resources of the country. He dey give him brother, his nephew, Wale Wando. I think they steal as much as possible because now waiting is sabi be that. Now in calling for life be that. Now why this other one where they call himself Atiku Abubakar, this will we him and Obasanjo chop the foundation of the Islamic State of Nigeria. Say Tinubu is playing feeble while Nigeria is drowning in the ocean of insecurity. To imagine that the commander-in-chief of the armed force is on a so-called private visit while kidnapper is killing a nursing mother, grandmother in Abuja to fail to pay 90 million naira ransom to Monarch Ekiti, among the other regular tragedy beset Nigerians. If these shoes are too big for Emilio Con, he should step aside. Nigeria does not need another tourism chief. The country needs 24-hour leadership to comfort The pervasive insecurity and collapsing economy. Na story be that one. You don't say you be criminal too. For this matter, me I go rest my case. Now thank you.